Hi guys. So I just want to talk about a very funny experience. It's funny, but it's heartbreaking. I just got scammed on Facebook Market. I just got scammed on Facebook Market, and I'm going to walk you through what really happened because I'm always very careful about things like this. I'm always very cautious. In fact, I even advise people on how to buy genuine things on Facebook Market, and I kind of felt I was an expert in it because actually, when we came into the UK a couple of years ago, most of the things I bought, most of the house stuffs that I bought was basically from Facebook Market and all that. So it was very easy for us to buy. Most of them will deliver to you. So it was kind of easy. And also, I think I did mention too that the first car that we bought in the UK also was from Facebook Market. So, like I said, I just felt like I was an expert in it. I actually didn't understand the market. I could differentiate between who's trying to scam me and who is real and all that. I'm going to give you an example. When we were house hunting, I believe you also know you could, if you're looking for a house, also you could see house listings and all that on Facebook. You can just type in your postcode, you would see house listings within your area and all that. So when we were house hunting too, actually did meet a couple of people on Facebook. Like actually saw a couple of houses close to the area we wanted, and whenever you chat them up, one of the first signs that you'd always used to know that these guys are actually scammers are they would send you an email, tell you contact this guy, contact this person on via email, and also they'll also drop a number for you to chat someone else up and everything. And then when you chat that number up, the number will tell you somebody else is coming for the house. Somebody else, a mother with two kids, is interested in this house. So pay now, pay up now so that I can secure it for you, so that we'll just lock it up for you and all that. You're like, why? You don't even want me to come see the house. You don't even know if I like the house. I need to view the house and all that. So it was really a thing at that point. Like you'd see them on Facebook. So because they knew people were desperate, it was very difficult. When we came into the UK a couple of years ago, it was difficult to get a house to settle in and all that. So they knew that most people were looking for houses, so they were preying on their I would say their intelligence and all that. So it was very easy for them to scam a lot of people. So like I said, they will just send you an email, a Gmail account, and tell you to email that person. Once you email that person up, instead of arranging for a viewing, next thing what you'd hear is pay. Somebody else is. We have four people interested in this house. They already they've done their viewings. They're interested to move in tomorrow and another. But if you pay, we're going to secure the house for you. I mean, it sounds lame, but it sounds silly. Like it's very easy, but people still fall for scams like that. So, like I said, I've gone through that phase. So I actually do understand that level of scamming on Facebook. So I felt it was, yeah, I'm immune to it. Like it's not really going to be a big deal for me. And like I said, I've actually bought a couple of stuffs on Facebook, a couple of stuff that are actually very good. My car, like I said, the first car we bought was basically on Facebook. And even though in the UK here you don't really have the opportunity to go to take a mechanic to go like to see the car you want to buy, check out a few things, you can, if you can pay for a mechanic, if you can pay for their time, if you have one or two of them that are closer to you and all that you feel that close to you, that could go embark on that journey with you. So you can, but it's really difficult. So you have to go there understanding how a car works. You need to go there, understand what you need to check in the car, understand how you need to double check the mileage. I know most of you might not know, or you should know that in the UK here also, they also still manipulate the MOT checks and all that. I'm going to give you an example. One time when I was discussing with my mechanic on where to do my MOT on that old car, he told me, do not go to this garage. If not, this your car will fail. Take it to this garage, it will pass. So what will fail my car here and then pass on like at the other garage and all that? So it just basically it shows that this other garage is quite strict and they understand what MOT checks is, check engine, check body, check basically everything on the engine, make sure the car is good to drive on the road. And while the other one could compromise, they could see, okay, I'm going to put it there that your tire is bad but not really bad, so you could drive it for a couple more. So and that's what most car sellers do. So they take it to these guys that do this medium, would I say not really high standard MOT. So they take it to these guys that just do the normal MOTs for them, and then they get the MOT sorted out and then put it out for sale. So you buy thinking that the car is actually very good. I think I'm going to do a video on that one on later date. But like I said, the point for me is that I've actually bought a car on Facebook. I drove that car for nearly 2 to 3 years, no issues at all, no problems at all, until we sold that car and everything. I think it's one of my videos on YouTube here and everything. So I felt I was immune to Facebook scam, and it was very funny too, because when I saw, there was a guy that posted a video on how he was scammed. We went to buy a car on Facebook Market and it was scammed. So to me, I just felt like, why didn't this guy do his checks and all that, not knowing what was going to happen to me. Now why mine was very funny is that it's just, you would say it's a little thing, but it's still to me it's very big. So it was when I wanted to buy a fridge freezer for use. We moved to a different house, and I needed to buy like a bigger fridge freezer and all that to use at the property. I started searching. I decided, since this is just going to be temporary and all that, it's not something we're going to use for long, because it's just, we have this one, but it's just that we move to a different property. So pending when we're able to move the old fridge freezer to the new property, let's get something we could use for the meantime and all that, and then while we're trying to get ourselves settled in and everything. So I went on Facebook Market, and I saw a couple of options there, one's closer to me and all that, and then I chatted one up and went to his house to see the fridge freezer. So what they did was that it was still cold, so I just felt, oh, okay, yeah, this still works, this is good, it's fine. And then they gave me all the confidence in the world. I just used it for 6 months, so it's still very, very okay. It's £100. Normally on the market it's £400. So when I looked at the body, it was still looked very new to me. So I was like, okay, it's fine. So I paid for a van, and then we brought it into the property, and then left it for 4 hours, which is standard. So when you buy a fridge freezer, you have to leave it for 4 hours, just so the oil and all that will settle in before you turn it on. Left it for 4 hours and then turned it on. That was it. Waited, first hour, second hour, third hour, 24 hours, the fridge was still warm. It was on, but it was warm. Did everything, left it for another 48 hours, it was warm. And then I chatted the guy up to say, hey, your fridge freezer is not working. It was like, did you allow it for 4 hours? I said, yes. Said, oh, okay. I'm not sure you did it, because if you didn't, you saw the fridge freezer was cool inside. I said, I felt it was cool. It wasn't like I actually knew it was working. I didn't see it plugged into your house. I didn't see it working and all. Said, yes, you don't plug it if you want to sell it. That's the excuse you gave. And then while going back and forth and telling him that this fridge freezer is not working, I got blocked. So I got blocked, and I went back to his property, and then tried to reach out to him and all that. And each time I knocked, nobody was there to speak to me. Like, I knew someone was inside, but I felt like they were looking at me from their windows and from their window and all that. So they didn't want to speak to me. And the point why I didn't really push forward is basically because if it says that I didn't leave it for 4 hours, and then I say I left it for 4 hours, what's the proof? And then his excuse was that I saw that the fridge was actually a bit cold at the property. It's very difficult to drag things like this. It's very difficult to are you going to report to the police? What are they going to do? It's like I said, it's very difficult to go back and forth on this. So that's how I lost that money. I lost, so it was £100 plus the van. The van guy charged £45 for 1 hour, like just bringing the fridge freezer to the property and all that. So that's how I lost it. That's the first time I got scammed on Facebook. So it was a funny experience and very annoying, because £100 is a lot. £145 is a lot of money. But I just wanted to also share that it's also a lesson. I now believe that there are a couple of things you could buy on Facebook that you could check out immediately. If you're buying furniture, if you're buying tables, if you're buying chairs, you've gone there, you've seen it, it's good, you're buying it, it's quite easy, you're home with it, it's fine. If you're buying a car, if you're very experienced in cars, you looked at the engine, you looked at the engine oil, you've done a comprehensive background check on the car, the MOT check if it's still on finance, if what are the major issues they did, or I'm trying to look for the word now. So what are the major issues the car had during the last MOT, and how did they fix it and all that. So if you're an expert in cars and all that, I'm going to also share a video. There was one Nigerian guy that also just said he was scammed. I think it was on Facebook too. I think either Facebook or Auto Trader. Yeah, I think it's Auto Trader. I'm going to share that video too. So it was also scammed. Like, if you don't have a complete knowledge of cars or basically most things, do not buy them from Facebook. Buy from a proper vendor. Buy from a shop, or buy from a trusted online vendor. When I mean not trusted people, is basically if the product is not good, you can return it back. Now I actually did. I'm going to also share a video. So I actually went ahead. I bought a brand new fridge freezer, LG brand new fridge freezer, very huge and all that. I think I got it for close to £500, £500 and all that. Once they brought it in, they delivered it to me. They told me I had 2 days to verify if it's still good, if it's very okay. If it's not, they will come pick it up and then change it for me. And then after that, I have I think it's 2 years warranty and all that. So at least with that, I have peace of mind. So I would advise, if you're not sure about the product you want to buy, don't try with Facebook Market. If you're not sure, if you're not a car expert, don't buy a car on Facebook. If you don't know what to check out for in cars, don't. If you don't know what to check out in a fridge or in a, I think televisions are quite easy. You could just before you buy it, you could just plug it in there at their property. You see it's working, then you could go ahead. And then things like washing machines and all that. So they could try to. These are things that you're sure they would test in front of you and then see that if it works very well before you carry it, and ensure you have this communication with that person. Like, make sure they know that if it doesn't work, you're going to return it back. So it's just very important. You need to be very careful. I thought I was immune to all those scams and all that until I fell into it last week, and then it was a bitter experience for me. It was very funny because, like I said, I thought I was immune to it. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful out there. A lot of scammers are there on Facebook. A couple of checks you need to do. Possibly I'll do a video on what you need to do if you're looking forward to buying a car, the checks you need to do and all that, and then just so we have an understanding of the whole stuff. So be careful out there. There are a lot of scammers on Facebook. Be careful out there. You can't, and the funny thing is that you can't be too careful. So just be very careful. Do your research, do your checks before you jump into buying anything on Facebook. I'll see you on the next video.